Hey up everyone, welcome back. Tonight's going to be something a bit different. I'm going to do a talking one tonight. I just wanted to jump on really and give my thoughts and opinions on a topic that I do keep getting sort of dragged into really, and I don't really think it's a debate or a comparison, but whatever, we'll go for it. I might get a bit of criticism, a bit of hate for doing this or saying this, but this is just my opinion and purely my thoughts. So we'll give it a whirl anyway. Let us know down in the comments your thoughts and opinions on this subject. And it's always good to have a healthy debate, but really here I don't think there's much to sort of... Anyway, we'll go for it. So the topic that I really want to bring up is main dealer technicians and independent technicians. Now I do get pulled into this loads, and I keep the same response, and I very rarely change sort of my stance on things. I've been an independent technician and I am currently a dealership technician, so I've had a crack at them both. So I reckon I'm fairly well rehearsed to sort of give my opinion on sort of both sides, but I'm forever being sort of dragged into the comparison and main dealer do this and independents do that, and you should be doing this, you should be doing that. Now for me, it isn't really a debate, because to compare something to me means you've got something similar. And for me, again, my opinion, I don't think you have, because an independent techie does massively different work to a dealership techie. So I think you could compare if we had the same job. Now, principles, you could probably argue, are the same or similar. But I think, having done it in both, I think we've massively got different job roles. Now, purely speaking from experience, get dragged into it loads as to why aren't these being done on a service? Why is that being done on a service? And you can compare it all day long, but again, I'm struggling to get the comparison. I really am. For instance, you can say an independent techie has got shitloads of tools, 3, 4, 5 toolboxes full of tools, because that's what they need. They need a tool for every car, effectively. Whereas if you go to a dealership and you look at some of the dealership boxes, my box included, it's not huge at all, but it has every tool I need in it to do the job I do. So I work for Volkswagen, and as you can imagine, I only need a certain amount of tools really, because I'm only undoing the same nuts and bolts, doing the same nuts and bolts back up, and most of the time similar jobs. I mean, we do get to work on different brands because that's just how our dealership works, but predominantly I'm working on the Volkswagen Audi Group brand, so you only need the same tools across. So you could go from Seat to Audi to VW to Skoda. I still only really need similar tools. So I don't need 5 or 6 toolboxes full of every different socket, every different spanner in the world, whereas the independent techies do. Now, to be fair to them, they have to spend an absolute fortune on them tools, and I totally respect that. Totally respect that. Whereas I don't so much, because like I say, I'm doing the same job or a similar job. I know that a shocker from a Tiguan to a shocker from a Golf, there's not really a lot of difference. You've still got the same socket sizes, same spanners, you see what I mean? Whereas you guys in the independent realms have got to have a different shape and size and weird and wonderful things for every different car. So I totally respect that. I totally take my hat off to you independent techies out there, because what you are literally taking on every job in the world, whether it's a 1900 Transit to a fairly recent Ford or Golf. Do you know what I mean? You guys work on everything, and I totally respect that. Whereas if I know when I go to work in the morning, I'm mostly going to be working on Volkswagens. So again, I respect that massively. And you can almost say the same for service sheets. If you work in an independent, your service regime or your tick sheet or the chart that you work from is set by your independent company. Am I fair enough to say that? Set by whoever owns you, whoever owns the branch, the chain, whatever it is you work for, whether you work for yourself, a big national chain, they set the rules. They set the rules. If you work in a dealership, you will mostly find that the brand themselves set the rules. So wherever you're working in the world, whether you're here in the UK, whether you're in Spain, America, your service regime / tick sheet is very, very similar. So if we don't do something on a particular service that the car's booked in for, that is because the brand doesn't require that to be carried out at this particular time on that particular vehicle. Sound fair? Whereas if you're doing a tick sheet in an independent for a national chain, whatever, that tick sheet doesn't change, does it? That tick sheet applies. You tick down every item, every component, every set of checks, everything you're doing doesn't change. So you use that sheet across the board. Convertible, not convertible, manual, automatic gearbox, diesel, petrol. You're going to use the same sheet. Whereas if you're in a dealership, the brand change the sheet depending on what car it is, depending on what service it's in for, and ultimately depending on petrol, diesel, DSG, manual, four-wheel drive, not four-wheel drive. Honestly, the list goes on. Our sheets will change. So whereas if you see someone on YouTube or the internet doing a particular service, and I have seen this week, it's happened, everyone's jumped straight on the comments saying, you should do this, you should do that, you should do this. Now, we're not choosing to not do that particular check that you guys do in the independents. We're not choosing to do that. We are following the sheets set out by the brand. Now, we have to print this sheet off every time, or for every car. Every car. We go into the computer, and it's all done by chassis number. Okay? So everything on that chassis number, on that service, to that mileage, is given to us. Once we put all the information in, that's given to us. That is our service sheet. And like I say, you guys in the independents will find you ticking the same sheet, doing the same checks, removing the same wheels, checking the same brakes the same way. See what I mean? So for me, there's no comparison. There's no comparison. I massively respect independent technicians, and I massively respect dealership technicians. The jobs are so far apart, it's unreal. But I see myself getting dragged into this argument all the time. Now, I have regular chats with other technicians, whether they're mobile mechanics, independents, working for themselves, dealerships, and loads of people I talk to on almost a daily basis. And I say the same thing, that a dealership, a particular brand dealership, are specialists with that brand, with them vehicles. If that's all we do, all we train on, and all we know, we can pretty much tell you nut for nut, bolt for bolt, torque settings, oil capacities, what services do when, how to do it. On an independent, you are all-rounders. And I'm fair to say you're all-rounders. So you don't just stick to one brand. If you do, fair enough. But you are cracking at doing what you need to do across multiple brands. Am I fair to say that? So the way I see it is you guys are specialists in your field on all the different cars you work on, and dealership technicians are specialists in our field on the cars that we work on. Now, I've never understood this riff at all between don't send it there, they'll do this, or don't send it to there, they'll do this. We should really be working together. We should really be working together. Now, I do a lot of bits and bobs on the internet, as you probably see now, you're watching me, where I will help anyone. And I do get independent garages, they'll message me for advice. I had one the other day about an error in park. And now if you check the channel out, you'll see exactly what I mean. There's a video on there for a fault that you'll find with DSG selectors. Now, this garage was in Wales, and they've asked me for help. Now, everyone's like, oh, that's a bit ballsy. He's brave asking a dealership for help. But no, that's it. Because I'm not afraid, if I'm stuck on a job, whether it's a Ford, I don't know, whatever, to ask someone that knows. Because yeah, I'm a proud technician, but I'm never that proud to not ask for help when I need it. So I hear a lot all the time. Independent technicians do not want to speak to any form of dealership technicians, and dealership technicians do the same. They don't want to speak to an independent because for some reason, in some bizarre world, that dealership technicians think they're above independents. Independents think they're above dealerships. And like I said earlier in the video, there's no comparison. You do different jobs, dealerships do different jobs. We should be working together, guys. So I should be able to ask an independent techie for an opinion, for advice, and not feel bad, because I don't, and I do ask these questions. I don't feel bad for doing it. So an independent techie should be able to come to me and say, I've got this issue. It's on a car that you see daily. Any ideas? That to me, in my opinion, is how it should work. And you can see the video just behind me. This is the DSG Selector video. That's what I'm talking about. Which is why I've created this channel, to sort of combine the two worlds. Apologies, there's a plane going above. To combine the two worlds of this smoke and mirrors, red curtain, red tape bollocks of not being able to work together. Now, honestly, guys, I ain't got an issue with helping absolutely anyone. You don't even have to be an independent techie. You could be working on your driveway on a Saturday. I'm not bothered. If you need help from a main dealer technician of the Volkswagen Group, give me a shout. Honestly, I will help anyone. If it's something that you guys physically can't do because it's a bit of software that's only available to Volkswagen, because it's a tool that's going to cost thousands and thousands for you to buy to only need once, give us a shout, guys. Honestly, if I can advise, I will. Same, if I need your help, guys, I will be the first to send you a message if I've got a job that I'm not 100% about, and you guys have done it way many more times than I have on a different brand. I'll ask you, because I'm not ashamed of it, because like I say, you're experts in your field, I'm expert in my field. This should happen, guys. We should be working together, and that's ultimately the aim of this video, really. And like I said at the beginning, I probably will get some hate for this. I probably will get some pretty sarky comments, but I'm not bothered, guys. I'm here to help everyone. I don't think there's a comparison because our job roles are massively different. So I'm going to leave that there, guys. I think I've talked your ears off enough. You should really be enjoying this weather. It's mint. I'm going to go and enjoy a little bit of my weather, a little bit of the evening before we're back at work tomorrow, guys. So again, down in the comments, if you need my help, if you've got any opinions, any feedback on this video, chuck it down there. More than happy to chat with you about it. Just wanted to get this video out to let people know my opinion, my stance. So that being said, guys, thank you very much for coming along. Thank you very much for joining in. And hopefully I will see you down in the comments for some banter, some difference in opinions. It's mint. I love it. I look forward to seeing it. Have a cracking Sunday. Have a belting week. And I will catch you in the next one. Take care. See you in a bit.